everybody's an NPC. And if everybody's an NPC, they don't actually exist. They can't actually judge you. Yo, what is up, y'all? My name is Devin, and today I'm going to be going over how to start in your fitness journey. I know we all want to look like The Rock, we want to look like C-Bum, we want to look like Greg, the Kino body motherfucker. I don't even know how you say his name. Before you reach that level, if you ever do reach that level, you know, awesome, good for you. We have to start with the basics, so that's what I'm going to be going over today, laying out the basics and where I believe you should start within your fitness journey to keep it sustainable. But before we get into that, make sure if you're new here, new as and not subscribed, you go ahead and press that subscribe button. Also, go ahead and like the video. Let's get to 200 likes. I believe we can do it. I believe we can. If you're interested in one-on-one coaching with yours truly, go ahead and email me, devindoescoaching@gmail.com, which will be linked in the description down below. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok. It's going to be linked in the description down below. I'm done linking, plugging. We're good here, okay? Let's go ahead and get into the good shit, okay? You want to look like AJ Holbrook, you want to look like Alex Talinka. You believe that if you buy the protein that your favorite influencers are selling you with their discount code, you're just going to fucking like take creatine to the face, dry scoop it all day, every day, and drink 4 protein shakes a day. You're going to wake up after 1 month of training and look absolutely phenomenal. You're going to be like, you know, you're just going to be a full-on monster. Let's go ahead and look at this from a very fundamental approach. So let's start off with the sexiness first, okay? The thing we all want to know about. Where do I believe you should start off with training? It's your first day in the gym. It's your first month training. We think that if we stay around the stepper, stay around the treadmill and the spinning bike, no one will ever notice us, and therefore we will never become embarrassed. And guess what, guys? Blending in with the cardio machines is not going to give you gains. So my first suggestion, keep the cardio at a minimum. If you're a little bit overweight and you want to drive your weight loss with cardio, 15, 20, 30 minutes at most, then go for it. But do not think that you're going to be doing cardio and that's going to build muscle. It is an aerobic exercise. You need anaerobic exercise to build muscle. So doing cardio will not, in fact, put muscle on your frame. So let's skip the bullshit and get right to the meat of the training. In my opinion, the best place to start off is with the free weights, because this is the scariest thing that you could do. Put yourself in that uncomfortable situation, and once you do that, you have confidence, you have self-esteem, and you feel indestructible. It's fine to use machines. I always tend to go towards the dumbbells and the barbells, and then find machines that work to fill in those gaps. That's for myself specifically. I tend to take like an old school approach to training. It is my personal belief that you cannot build a physique from scratch without using compound movements. That's going to be bench press, squats, and deadlifts. Obviously, something is better than nothing, but we want to be optimal, not just survive. So fucking let's be optimal. How many days a week should you be training? If you're only going to get to the gym 3 days out the week, that's better than going 0 days out the week. Optimally, I believe to build the most muscle, 5 days a week is the sweet spot. You need those 2 rest days. I know when you first start out, you're kind of super motivated and you want to go 7 days a week, but that is not going to get you anywhere in the long run because you need rest to build your muscles up. So if you're only training, never resting, you're simply overtraining, you're not going to build muscle. So take it down a fucking notch, okay? If you start off 3-4 days a week, work your way up to 5 days a week, that is perfectly acceptable. Find what is sustainable for yourself. Intimidation. A lot of people ask me, Devin, how do you get over gym intimidation? I walk in there, I feel like everybody's staring at me. I feel dysphoric on top of that. What can I do, bro? Honestly, guys, nobody expects you to be Jeff Nippard with the technique, with the holy shit. You are a newbie. It is fine to be a newbie. Embrace the awkwardness, embrace the change. You know what? Like, there's people who don't even go to the gym because they're too scared to do it. So you're already 1 step ahead of those people, okay? How I get over that gym fear, that anxiety, is by wearing a big ass hoodie, wearing a hat, keeping it low. You know, those people don't exist. Those people are NPCs. They're only there to fill in the gaps. Like, you know how people say, like, picture everybody with only their underwear on? Instead of doing that, because it's a little weird, I just say, like, imagine everybody's an NPC. And if everybody's an NPC, they don't actually exist. They can't actually judge you. So you have to get out of your own head. Blast some crazy ass music. Blast some Suicide Boys. Blast some Metallica. Blast some NWA. Blast whatever gets you going, whatever gets you hyped, whatever makes you feel like fuck the population. Get that shit done, okay? The next aspect of this is have a training plan in place. I'm not plugging myself, guys. Even if you get a training plan from somebody else, definitely do suggest having some sort of training plan in place. That way you go to the gym, you know exactly what you're doing. You have a purpose, you have a plan, you have a destination. Instead of walking to the gym and you have no idea what you're doing and you're like, I guess I'll go do curls. I guess I'll try to bench press. I guess I'll try to squat. Instead of just going through the motions of that, gives you a purpose and it takes away that anxiety. The most anxiety inducing thing is when you simply have no idea what the fuck you're doing. Ultimately with training, the biggest thing you want to remember, show up consistently. You can't only train like 1 week on, 1 week off, and then you're like, oh, well, now I have motivation, so now I'll go to the gym. Oh, now I feel like shit, so I'm not gonna go to the gym. If you do that, prepare to never see any results, and you're just essentially almost wasting your time because you're not really getting anywhere. I only looked like this basic ass, you know, physique after almost 4 years of training, so don't think that you're gonna look like an absolute player after like 2 months of training. So nutrition, hey, don't fucking leave yet, okay? You there, nutrition, okay? Very fucking important. What you're putting into your face hole is it's definitely just as important as, how you're training. Do you have to start off weighing your food? Do you have to start off, having meal prep for every single day of the week? Not necessarily. If you want to start there, that is fantastic. You're an absolute beginner. You're starting from scratch. The best place to start is by cutting out all that junk food out of your daily routine, okay? So you wake up, you go to Starbucks, you have an extra venti macchiato. I don't know shit about Starbucks. You get like a frappe with the caramel drizzles, or you get like a chai tea latte with the 50,000 grams of sugar. And then for lunch, you go to Chick-fil-A and you have like sandwiches, and then you have like a shake. Cut all that junk food out of your daily routine and start with eating whole foods, okay? So what should that look like? Prioritize protein, moderate carbs, low fat. We all start off with making the mistake of buying 50,000 things of protein and then just drinking that and then wondering why you're not absolutely fucking gigantic. And that is because protein is not real food. Protein is a supplement. Imagine if you showed up to school and you were only being taught by the substitute teacher, you would be like, yo, I'm not fucking learning anything, okay? You're not teaching me anything. That's the same idea with protein powder. Don't even get me started on mass gainer shakes. Drinking a day's worth of food in one shake, unless you're like literally like have a disorder where you can't eat and you have to do that to keep your body, sustained, that's different. But if you're just like somebody who's like a hard gainer and you don't like to eat food because you don't like to, don't do it, okay? That is the video, y'all. Hopefully you did find it somewhat helpful. And I really thought about what would I want baby Devin to have known. If you are interested in coaching, go ahead and hit me up. Go ahead and follow me on social media. Go ahead and like the video if you have not already. If you made it this far and you didn't subscribe, honestly, what are we doing, guys? Come on, like, just please fucking subscribe. Like I always say, Devin loves you, Devin's a Don, and Devin is out of here, boy.